chasing. High fly ball. Deep right field. A bomb in the first. Drive. It's tied. Corey Seager smashes the ball. Down line. Goodbye. Now Seager to right center field. Way back there. Does it again. It's Rangers win the World Series. The Willie Mays Most Valuable Player Trophy presented by Chevrolet. Is there any doubt? Corey Seager.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you. Bottom of the 8th inning. Rangers down 4-1. Getting silenced by Cristopher Sánchez tonight. Rangers bats. Woo! You'd think maybe the home cooking would have helped the cause a little bit, but look, Sánchez has been very, very good this year. Must say, did not expect Texas to light up the scoreboard this evening, but I was hoping for a little bit better than one run. Merrill Kelly off his game tonight. The command not there. He did not make me look very good. For all of y'all that saw my Merrill Kelly video pregame, Merrill had been really, really good against the Phillies coming into this ball game, man. Sub-3 ERA in the regular season. He had a couple, well, at least one dominating performance against them in the postseason. I surely hope next time out he can be a lot better. It just did not look like he had the feel for the ball tonight. 5 walks. Not good. Not good, not good. I'm with you, Ninja Edits. Appreciate it. Oh, geez. We're going to get into everything here in just a little bit. I sure hope the Rangers can make it interesting. You're not going to win the ball game. At least make it a little interesting late. Although with Duran coming in the ball game in the 9th inning, I got to think you got to do some work here. You got to get it back to at least 2, if not 1, if you want to have a shot with Duran coming in the game a little bit later on. Kirkering in right now. Wyatt Langford takes, what are they calling that? Ball 1? Little low, strike 1. I haven't updated it yet. Guess it fooled them too. Oh, man. Hey, before we get too deep into it, welcome everybody here at Right on Rangers. We cover everything Texas sports, but we put a big emphasis on the Rangers during the MLB season, and we thank you for choosing Right on Rangers for all of your Texas Rangers content. Drop a comment, drop a question. You guys know the drill. During the game, might be a little hit or miss checking comments, but post-game, we'll make sure that we get to a lot of y'all, so thank you so much. Look, a couple of things. Wyatt Langford just missing a grand slam. Well, we kind of talked about this in the Discord, actually, and I would probably have a little bit of a rebuttal to Wyatt Langford just missed a grand slam. You know, Wyatt is a pop-up hitter. Wyatt pops the ball up. This isn't a guy that hits line drives just every other at-bat, and you know, he hits ground balls and he hits pop-ups. He hits them really hard, so for me, I didn't walk away from that Wyatt Langford AB where he had the bases loaded. Man, he just missed a grand slam. I walked away thinking to myself, this is pretty much what you get with Wyatt. You get a lot of pop-ups. He hits the ball up in the air really high, really hard, and he does the same thing hitting the ball into the ground. Wyatt Langford, by the way, walking back to the dugout here. He is retired again this evening. Wyatt not having the best of games. I was a little surprised that Josh Young was hitting behind Wyatt tonight. Wyatt 0 for 4 on the night, 2 strikeouts. Josh Young, to me, in a better place right now than Wyatt Langford is. I was a little shocked to see Wyatt hitting cleanup. Josh Young right there. Hits better against lefties anyways. If Wyatt ever figures out how to hit line drives, it's over. It's over. If Wyatt ever figures out how to semi-consistently hit line drives, it is over. Yeah, again, I'm not saying he just missed a grand slam. This is what he does. He pops the ball up. It's very routine. It's not a just miss because he does it all the time. He hits pop-ups all the time. So for me, I don't walk away. Wyatt just missed a grand slam. First of all, it was about 20 feet in front of the track anyways. But second of all, it's routine. That's what he does. So for me, I'm not sitting there feeling like we missed an opportunity with the Wyatt Langford pop up to left field. He needs to get better at hitting line drives. If he could hit line drives, he'd probably have about 25 bombs right now, maybe close to 30. But the launch angle, dude's got to work on it. He's got to figure it out. Josh Young strikes out here. Yeah, Rangers going down meekly right now, super meekly. Look, I haven't been on X a lot tonight. I haven't been checking out what people are saying about the game. I'm just saving it all for you guys right now. But I will say this. One thing that always bothers me when a pitcher for the Rangers has a bad outing, you always get the negativity just pouring in on the pitcher. And so like tonight, I wouldn't be shocked if you went on X, if you went on twitter.com, and you just saw a bunch of Merrill Kelly negativity. It wouldn't surprise me at all. You guys let me know if you've seen it out there or not. I haven't looked yet. I'll check after the game. Thinking about making a reel on it. Adolis is going to single, by the way, here. He's going to single to left. Nice hit. Nice line drive. Need a little more of that. A little more liners in the lineup, man. Doley maybe starts the 2-out rally here. Let's see if we can get it done. Yeah, I don't get the Kelly negativity. McJ, I'm with you. It ain't good on X. You're right. You're right. And that's why I haven't been on it much. But I really do feel like a lot of fans are very numb to this offense at this point. Now, there are some that go in on the offense every night without fail. I know that they're out there. But even for me, I feel myself, you've just come to expect these offensive performances. And so it's like you've exhausted all of your negativity on the offense that you start being microscopically picky with the pitching. And Merrill Kelly was not good today. We're not sticking up for Merrill. He was not good today. When you walk as many as he did, it's hard to draw out positives. But I just don't love the pitching becoming the focus when you're at home scoring 1 run. And yeah, the excuse of Sánchez and how good he's been, sure. But there's always an excuse, right? Somebody comes in with a 5 ERA and dominates this lineup, and there's an excuse. Well, he's been pitching really well lately, right? You hear something like that. For me, I'm just done with the excuses. You're scoring 1 run. You're in a playoff race. You're at home. You got to stop making excuses at some point. Merrill Kelly could have given up 2 runs tonight. And the Rangers, with this rate, still wouldn't have won the ball game. So I just am not here for any Merrill Kelly slander. I mean, look, dude's started 2 games for us. Tonight was not awesome. Bro is a great pitcher. We're lucky to have him. Jock is going to strike out here. I think that ends an on-base streak for Jock. I think he was 6 or 7 in a row. Rangers appear, like I said, I mean, the Doley hit was nice, but they appear to be going down rather meekly here on a Friday night. And Duran presumably coming in the ball game next. You will, I think, have some guys at the top of the order, but still. Now, Berger did just miss a home run. I'll give Berger the almost missed a home run. I mean, literally. Dude could have hit it up the wall 3 or 4 feet higher, and that's probably going out. So, Berg definitely served one out there. I thought it had a chance just based on the outfielder body language, but just missed. Berg only hit of the night there. You can expect a little bit of rust from him. And look, not an easy task for Jake Berger going up against Cristopher Sánchez in this one just right out the gate. Man, you hope Berg can come out and light it up after being on the IL for a number of weeks. I almost kind of feel like Jake Berger at this point should kind of get the Jock Peterson treatment. When Jock came off the IL, it was like, dude, you've got a week. You got a week and a half to figure it out. I think Berger is probably on a similar track with the expectations. I really do. I don't think they DFA him. I don't think that they release him or anything like that. I mean, Berger does still have a minor league option available. I don't know if he's been down in the minors for over 20 games this year. I'd have to check on that because that's kind of how it works, right? You have to have 20 games down in the minor leagues in a given year to use one of your options. That's maybe something that a few people have misconceptions about. You actually don't burn an option year unless you play, I think it's 20 games. So I think Berger might still be below that. I mean, I just think Berger's got to compete here the next couple of weeks. You've got to see him steadily improving, getting better and better each game. I don't think the Rangers can afford to wait it out, to ride it out with Berger, with Jock, with a lot of these guys that have been struggling much longer. Every game that you lose at this point is precious. Every game that you lose matters. And every game that you win matters. I just don't think you have time to let anybody fight out of a slump. Maybe Corey Seager, Marcus Semien, guys like that. Everybody else, I don't know. Like, with Wyatt Langford, I know he's been hitting a little bit better of late. I bet the numbers are not as bad as what it feels after a night like tonight. But some of these guys, I don't think that they are untouchable from being moved around, being taken out. You've got to win ball games right now. You've got to win ball games. Who cares about anybody's feelings? You've got to win games. Have to. You are less than 50 games left, right? You've got, 45? You've got 45 games left. Can't be worried about anybody's feelings, anybody getting butt hurt because you're benching them or moving them down in the order. You got to do whatever you can at this point to get across the finish line into October. You've gone all in on Merrill Kelly. You've gone all in on some bullpen arms. You have got to make it to October. Jake Berger, good to see him getting a nice knock tonight. Double off the wall. Hope it can continue. Right now, Crivello's still in the ball game, by the way. Crivello been real good since he came up. Real Muto is going to single on a line drive here to Haggerty. But Crivello looking good so far. By the way, can I just say, there are a lot of Philadelphia Phillies that would look really good in Ranger red, white, and blue next year, and this man is one of them. I would love to see JT Real Muto in a Ranger uniform next year. We need a hard reset at the catcher position. I've been saying it for a while. I'd love to see JT behind the dish next year for us. Absolutely would love it. Rangers are going to have money to spend. I'd love to see them go out and get a catcher. It really makes sense when you think about it. I mean, when you think about it, you've got CY obviously really preferring pitching. And look, he's right to do it. But get an elite catcher behind the dish to go with it. Get an elite guy behind the dish. You love the pitching. You're going all in on the pitching. Get an elite catcher. I know there's a lot of Higgy truthers. I know there are some Heim truthers out there. Personally, I got to see them do a hard reset at catcher next year. You can leave Higgy around as a DH platoon, catch a few games here and there option. We cannot have Kyle Higashioka as our starting primary catcher next year. Dude is just not good enough behind the dish. He might swing a decent bat. He can't throw out a runner to save his life. He's not good at blocking the ball. And framing is going to become less valuable next year when you move to the ABS challenge system. You've got to go out and get an elite catcher next year. It only makes sense. You love elite pitching. Go out and get an elite catcher. It wouldn't be. Real Muto's a free agency. He's a free agent, excuse me. He's hitting free agency. So you wouldn't have to trade anybody. Just go pay JT Real Muto. He's a free agent. There's a lot of guys, though, I would love to have in Ranger red, white, and blue on this Phillies team. Kyle Schwarber is a free agent next year. I'd love to go get Kyle Schwarber. I would absolutely love that. Schwarber, Real Muto, that would be phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Schwarber hits a home run every game, I swear. I told y'all that a couple weeks ago. It's like I have him on my fantasy team, so it was tough seeing the notification tonight, but every time somebody on my fantasy team hits a home run, it notifies me. Literally, it feels like every night Kyle Schwarber, homer to right, homer to center, homer to left. Every night I feel like I get a Kyle Schwarber notification that he's gone deep. I'd love to get one of the two Phillies in free agency, and you got money to spend in the offseason. I don't know what CY is going to do. You almost feel like just based on what he has done in the past that he's going to go after pitching. Merrill Kelly's going to be a free agent. But I'd love to see him go after JT Realmuto, get a legit catcher behind the dish to go with the elite pitching that you like to have. All right. Look, we are going to lean into the game here a little bit. Let me check comments real quick. Jordan, no. We're already talking about Nate Lowe. Can't go there. I'm not going to get on my Nate Lowe soapbox. I love Nate Lowe. Nate Lowe's got a negative WAR. He's getting paid $11 million to have a negative WAR. I don't think we need to say a whole lot else. I love Nate Lowe, but that's a big no from me. Berger actually, I think, has a positive WAR. I think Berger technically has been a better player than Nate Lowe this year. Maybe it's back down to 0. But look, I'd rather pay Jake Berger $700,000 to do a little bit worse than Nate Lowe than pay Nate Lowe $11 million to have a negative WAR. Just not going to go there. Yeah, I mean, Jordan, look, it's no shade to you, my guy. I appreciate your comments. I've just gotten a lot of Nate Lowe stuff, and I love Nate. I hate bringing the truth into it, but he was just too expensive. Like, if Nate cost $1 million, you keep Nate all day. It was the fact that he cost $11 million. That was the big thing with Nate Lowe. Astros won. I saw that they were tied. That's unfortunate. Really unfortunate. You'd love to see the Rangers come back here. It's going to be so tough against Duran. Crazier things have happened, but it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good. It looks like we are counting on deGrom Day to make a difference here. Counting on deGrom Day, man. All right, we keep going. deGrom has given up 10 runs in his last 2 starts. Yeah, I know that it hasn't been amazing with deGrom over the last couple of starts. Guys, I just can't get negative on my guy, Jake deGrom. I can't. I just feel like he is going to figure it out. I can't go into one of his starts doubting, thinking that it's going to be some blowout or bad day for him. Familiar foe with the Phillies. I really feel like he gets back on track. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe tomorrow he continues what he's been doing. I just feel like he is too good, too much of a pro. He is not going to go out and do what he did in his last couple of starts. We'll see how it goes. All right, let me see. Ultramodern, what's good, my guy? A big story this year. Failure to develop Wyatt and Evans. Failed health. Dudes were uber prospects. 100%. I mean, Ultramodern, you and I have talked about this, but I've talked about it a ton. I've made videos about it. If you can get Evan Carter and Wyatt Langford rolling, like really rolling, that's, first of all, what the Rangers banked on. And we got to be honest about that. I think a lot of fans sometimes give Wyatt Langford a pass. He's young. It's only year 2. Evan Carter, same thing. He's been hurt. Look, in my opinion, they went into this season banking on Evan Carter being better and Wyatt Langford taking a major step in his development and production. And that hasn't happened. So, Ultra, I got to agree with you. It is a big story. And you got to blame the player. You've got to blame Wyatt Langford for not figuring it out. And you also have to blame coaching. I think you got to blame both parties equally. Base knock here. Let's see if there's going to be a play home. They're holding up the runner, so we're going to get bases juiced here. Curvelo getting in a little trouble. I don't know if they want to leave him out to dry here. I don't know who they have warming, but I really don't know if you want to leave Curvelo out to dry here. I get it. You'd absolutely love to not have to use any important arms tonight. And Curvelo, I'm not saying he's not important, but what I am saying is you definitely would love him to finish this inning out, but do you really want this game to get blown wide open and just have 0 chance? You want them to throw Duran tonight. I know that sounds weird. You want them to have to throw Duran tonight. You do not want them to be able to avoid Duran. And if they score another run, they're going to probably sit Duran down. So big at bat here. I mean, look, just going for the rest of the series, you'd much rather have a tired out Duran versus him being totally fresh for Saturday, Sunday. They've got to find a way to make Duran pitch in this game. Game within the game, like we always say. Right? Game within the game. This is big. They have got to get this game to the bottom of the 9th at a 3-run deficit. They're hanging with Crivello. He's in an 0-2 count right now. Look, Caden, it kind of depends on the contract. I think he's going through a bad streak. I think some people would say, I mean, look, if you're a businessman, I think some people would say buy low on Wyatt. I'm not saying give him a Brinks truck, but I think some people would be saying buy low on him. So I definitely think you're not giving up on a contract for Wyatt just because of a few bad months. That'll be game. Really unfortunate that you don't make Duran pitch in this ball game. I got to think that's a little bit of a failure on Bochy. I might be being a little bit hard on him, but it really feels like you lost the game, first of all, right? You lost the game. But second of all, now Duran isn't going to pitch in the game. I don't know what Bochy was thinking there. See, these are the questions I'd love to ask. Look, any thought to bringing in somebody else when Crivello was struggling so you can make Duran pitch in this ball game and not let him off the hook? I mean, look, I personally think that is a huge deal. Now he's going to be totally fresh for Saturday, Sunday. Game was winnable. Game was absolutely winnable. But the offense did nothing. Agreed. Good to see you, though, bud. Thank you so much for the comments, man. Appreciate you. Love you, buddy. Yup. Mike Maddox, he's always looked like that. He's always, both those guys, man, they've always looked like that. Now we really got the game over. Home run. What a failure by Bochy. What a failure. Like, why are we leaving Crivello out to dry here? I do not get this at all. Why are we leaving Crivello out to dry? Dude, we just had an off day. We just had an off day. I get Merrill Kelly was not good tonight. We just had an off day. This was a 4-1 ball game. And you left Crivello out to dry. Dude's already pitched multiple innings. You could tell he was losing it. You could absolutely tell he was losing it. And you leave him out to dry. It's overthinking it. It really is overthinking it. Boch is thinking, yeah, I want to keep everybody fresh, blah, blah, blah. It's really overthinking it. You had to throw somebody tonight when Crivello loses it in the 9th inning. This could have been a 3-run ball game. You didn't have a shot necessarily against Duran, let's be real, but you could have at least made him pitch in this game. I think that's a huge miss. The only people you threw tonight were Garcia, Wynn, and Crivello. You can't tell me that one of the other guns in the bullpen couldn't have pitched. You had Milner, Maton, you had Gray, you had Coulomb, you had Armstrong. You can't tell me one of those dudes couldn't have pitched tonight. One of those guys could have got the last out and still been fine the rest of the series. Look, they weren't. I don't think they were going to win this game, so I don't want to overdo it on the Bochy angle, but leaving Crivello out to dry and just totally losing this ball game and letting Duran sit down and not have to pitch tonight, that is a huge failure. I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't get that at all. Leaving the rookie totally out there on a clothesline. McJ, that's exactly what I was thinking for a second. In my dark moments, that's exactly what I think. Comment was, get the Cowboys and Longhorns content coming. It's coming. First of all, it is coming regardless of however the Rangers do. But that's exactly what I think, McJ, when I see games like this. Time to start locking in on football season. And look, this game is just one game, but this one just hurts, man. It's got a little bit of everything. Bad pitching, an inept offense, questionable managerial decisions. There's just a little bit of everything in this ball game. What's my take on the Cowboys this season? Take on the Cowboys is, can we just start the season, man? Can we just fast forward through all the BS of the offseason with the Cowboys? Can we just get games going? This is one of the weird off seasons where normally I would be kind of like lapping up the Cowboys content and I'd be trying to get it, for the channel and really see if I could get some engagement with it. It just doesn't even inspire me. All the Micah Parsons drama. I'm just like, can we start games? I want to start talking about games. I'm so tired of talking about Jerry Jones, Micah Parsons. I'm tired of it. I just want to watch football. I don't want to watch old Jerry Jones on my screen yapping about, player could get in a car accident tomorrow, so I'm not going to give him a big contract. Bro, what? What are you talking about? Look, I just want games to start. Like I'm probably going to put something out there before games start as the season really starts getting heated up, but that's how I feel right now. I am like so uninspired to make Cowboys content with all this stupid drama going on. All right, let's get back to the game. So Phillies avoid throwing Duran. Big L, big whiff by the Rangers there. Got to figure out a way to get Duran to pitch in this ball game. Have to. Strike right down the pipe to Higgy. Higgy, by the way, in this ball game, he's had a couple of nice, solid contact hits, but doesn't have a lot to show for it tonight. Kyle Higashioka flies out to center field here. And at this point, he is 0 for 4 on the night with a couple of strikeouts. Had a nice, opposite field hit to center field, kind of a ball in the gap. Honestly, this ball was hit pretty well, too. I mean, probably at least 375, 380 out to center field, but ballpark holds it. Ezekiel Duran continues his hot hitting, man. The average is up over 200. He's up over the Mendoza line. Ezekiel Duran, he is the hottest Ranger. It's him and Rowdy Tellez, honestly. The two hottest Rangers right now. Ezekiel Duran has a 1357 OPS over his last 7 games. Yes, that's right. 1357 OPS over his last 7 games for Ezekiel Duran. He's hitting 379 over his last 15 games. Wild, wild, wild. Yeah, Ninja, it does feel like the Midwest is Higgy's kryptonite. Bro's got to play on the West Coast. He's got to play on the West Coast. Oh, man alive. What a game. You've seen so many of these this year. It still hurts. It's not like I'm becoming numb to it, but you've seen so many of these types of ball games this year. Yeah, Eagle, I'm with you. I'm noticing that as well. I don't know if they're having tech issues, but it has been gone, man. It totally has been. Yep, well, that's what home runs will do. That's what home runs will do. The comment was they have the same amount of hits as us, and they're up by 8. Yeah, that's what big flies do, though. I mean, they got a 3-run homer, Kyle Schwarber with a homer. That's what home runs do, man. And they've gotten a couple of base-clearing hits, a couple of knocks with bases loaded, runners on second and third. That's what it's going to do. Josh Smith up 2 outs. And we're going to wrap this one up, and then we'll get fully into post-game mode. Start to flush this one out until tomorrow, man. Dan, you make a good point. You do make a good point. I think that the idea was that the offense was at least going to be able to score 3 or 4 runs a night, and maybe you could get away with giving up 1, 2, or 3, or none, of course. I really do think CY just basically said, I'm not going to be able to improve the offense that much without giving up way more than I want to. Whether you think that's a good excuse or not, I think it's a little subjective. I just think CY thought to himself, I'm not going to get that much better. I don't really know if one bat is going to fix this offense. So I'm just going to triple down on pitching. And I'm going to hope and pray that this offense can score 3 or 4 runs. And that our pitching can only give up 3 or less, 4 or less. And so far, it hasn't gone awesome, right? It hasn't gone great. Josh Smith is going to take a walk here. So, unfortunately, the game has to be extended. This is one you just want to see put to bed at this point. Tomorrow, the Rangers are facing the Phillies' worst pitcher. Probably going to be a tight game, though, still. Like, honestly, if tomorrow we're facing the Phillies' worst pitcher, it'll probably be like a 4-2 ball game in the 6th, and maybe we're up 4. Maybe. We keep going. Do I know if Cody Freeman is doing good in AAA? Yes, he is. Cody Freeman is doing very well in AAA. The only problem is where to play him. He has really no position. Every position that he plays, he's blocked at. He plays second. Marcus Semion's blocking him. He plays third. Josh Young's blocking him. He does catch, but I don't think the Rangers really see him as a major league ready catcher. So I doubt he's going to catch. I did see that they're working him out at outfield. There's an option. So, yeah, I mean, look, we'll see what happens. Yeah, they did. They optioned Osuna. I knew that they were going to do that. I thought maybe there was a chance they would option Duran, but they just love Duran, man, and he has been hitting well, so I can't really knock the move. Duran's got a great average over the last couple of weeks. I can't knock the move. But, yeah, I was a little bummed. I like Osuna a lot. I think he just needs to be given a real good stretch of games. Give him 2 or 3 weeks. And I just don't think right now in win now mode you can really afford to do that. Kind of like the Berger mentality, the Jock Peterson mentality. You can't let Osuna figure it out for 2 or 3 weeks when you're in a playoff run like this. We keep going. John, I would say the failure to get a bat was definitely a problem. Like it's not a little thing. It's not at all just something you sweep under the rug. They needed to get a bat. You guys know I'm always going to try and go positive spin, glass half full. Corey Seager's going to foul one off here down to his last strike. But I do think, and I was very vocal, go get a bat. Go get a bat. And they didn't do it. Whatever the excuse is, I think that their reasoning is they would have had to strongly overpay, and there really probably wasn't one guy that could really change things. I kind of tend to actually agree with that. I mean, look, be honest, right? Be honest. Does one bat fix this lineup? I have my doubts. I'm not saying no, but I have my doubts if one bat would have actually fixed this issue. And if one bat does fix this issue, it's a pretty good bat, man. Has to be a pretty good bat. I really don't know if one bat would have fixed what we've got going on right now. That's why I kind of think that the Rangers didn't go for it. I think management kind of said, we've got bigger issues here. I don't think one bat is going to do anything. And look, if you can re-sign Merrill Kelly, I actually think the trade is okay. If you let Merrill Kelly walk in free agency and you don't win a World Series, I'm with all of you guys. The Merrill Kelly trade is a massive overpay. I think if you can re-sign him or if you can win a World Series, you're good. If he goes and walks in the offseason, which he very well could, or if you fall flat on your face in October or you don't even get there, it's a massive overpay. So time will tell on the Merrill Kelly deal. I'm not going to sit around and say it's a terrible trade at this point. But if they do not re-sign him or if they do not win a World Series, it will be. Hey, Eagle, go Rangers, man. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Does it seem like Wyatt has struggled since Boone got here? Look, I know Eagle said that might be a little bit of a stretch. Tough correlation. I think that it's worth looking at, but we're just never going to know what Wyatt and what Booney have been working on, if anything. So that's why I do think it's kind of tough. It does feel like it has kind of correlated a little bit, but I think that Wyatt has always kind of had these sorts of tendencies. He chases, he pops up the ball too much, and he hits the ball on the ground way too much. It's either a pop-up, a strikeout, or a ground ball. All right. One great bat and run with runners in scoring position would definitely help. We can load the bases, it seems, but after that, we're terrible. Yeah, you just got to hope that one guy comes up in the right spot, right? But you make a decent point. I think that the Rangers could have benefited absolutely from another bat. I'm just trying to put on the glasses of the front office here and just really see what they're seeing. And for me, I would have gone and gotten a bat, but I think that they kind of said to themselves, we don't want to overpay for offense, and we're not convinced that one bat is going to make this team, this offense, better. Like it or not, I think that's what they ended up on. And I think they said, you know what, the pitching, maybe we can make it that much better. We have some question marks with Tyler Mahle, with Rocker, with Leiter. I don't think the pitching acquisitions were out of left field. I actually think it made a lot of sense to go get Merrill Kelly. You don't know if Mahle's coming back. Rocker has been bad, up and down. Leiter has been up and down as well. The last start out, I know some people thought it was a good start for him. I didn't think it was the best start for Jack. I just personally think they probably needed another starting pitcher if they wanted to have any shot of making it to October or getting deep into October. I think it's just the fact that they didn't get a bat that makes you kind of go, why did we get more pitching? We needed a bat more. But when you really take a step back, I think we actually did need another starting pitcher. Keep going. Yeah, the pop-ups kill me. I know that y'all look at the exit velo, and he's one of the top percentile guys in exit velo. But if all you're doing is popping it up, it really doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't. Wyatt doesn't hit enough home runs to be oohed and awed by the exit velo on a pop-up. Like, if this guy was hitting a home run every other game, and you know what, some pop-ups just so happen to come with it, like, fine, you can live with it. But we're not getting homers from Wyatt. We're just getting pop-ups, ground-outs, and strikeouts. For me, I got to see more line drives from Wyatt. Like I said, if that dude ever figures out how to even semi-consistently hit liners, it's over. He is going to be a 30-30 guy for sure. But right now, just hasn't figured it out quite yet. Yep, they did. Maybe they think they can re-sign Kelly. I don't know if they even thought that far. Maybe they really do think they can re-sign Merrill Kelly. And like I said, if they do, I think that the trade becomes worth it. I'll say that. I think if you can re-sign Merrill, he likes his time enough in Arlington, I think it's worth it. But I do think if he walks and you don't win a World Series, no way you can say that. Absolutely not. Yeah, like the Wyatt Langford, I could probably make like a highlight reel of just Wyatt looking at pitches right down the middle. It feels like it's happened so much this year. I would almost bet real money I could find 25 pitches of Wyatt just looking right down the middle at a pitch. It's frustrating, man. Caleb, enjoy Sunday's game. Kumar should be closer. I don't want Kumar Rocker touching the ninth inning, man. I really don't. I don't want either of the young guys touching the ninth inning. Sean, I think we do. I think deGrom will come out and have a nice game tomorrow. There are some lefties he's got to deal with. That's the only thing I think you worry about with deGrom, right? You got lefty Schwarber, you got lefty Harper, you've got Marsh, you've got a number of guys that are lefties. And the big problem with deGrom has been lefty homers, although he was giving up some righty homers the other night. I'd like to think deGrom is going to figure out a way to get back on track. Just the pedigree's too good. He's too good of an all-time pitcher. I really have a hard time visualizing him not doing well a third start in a row. Not impossible, but I think deGrom is going to come out and have a better day tomorrow. Caleb, I'm with you. We just got to start winning some ball games. Got to start winning some ball games immediately. Still in the race. Chase, I'm with you. He's still in the race. I do say tonight the failure to not get Durant in the game might come back to bite you later in the series. Would have been really nice if we could have stuck it at 4-1 and seen their closer. Would have had the same result, but at least he would have had to pitch in this game. All right, what do we got? Mike Trout, I don't think is ever going to leave. No, I see that not happening. Mariners down 2-0. That's good news. A lot of teams ahead of the Rangers winning ball games, unfortunately. Unfortunately, a lot of teams in front of the Rangers winning ball games. But Seattle, yes, they are down 2-0 right now. You look at the standings, you've got Rangers, a game and a half still? It looks like a game and a half out. Let me go to the wild card right now. See if I can get a little hope injected into the veins. New York lost, and Boston lost, and maybe the Mariners will lose. Unfortunately, the Guardians have been winning. The Guardians now leapfrog Texas, and they are ahead of the Rangers in the standings. So we kind of forgot about the Guardians for a second. I know I kind of had my eye on them, but Guardians are right back in the mix. Bad to say we need Houston to beat the Yankees for us. Yeah, it's always going to be hard for me to cheer for Houston. But, yeah, if they won, it probably does help us in all honesty. Rangers right now in the division are down 5.5 games. Clearly much closer to the wild card than they are to the division, so it makes sense to me. What fixes the offense? Guys figuring it out. I know that's such an oversimplification, but yeah, like Wyatt Langford figuring it out. That fixes the offense. Like, you just got to have some guys in this lineup start being consistent. And right now it doesn't help Corey Seager. I know he had a base knock, but Siegs is not driving the ball out of the ballpark right now. Marcus Semien has cooled a little bit. You got Josh Young coming on pretty strong since the recall from AAA. But you've just got to have some of these guys start hitting consistently. Like, it's nice to have a few hot games here and there. But you've got to see some of this lineup, some of the 1 through 9 guys that really haven't been doing it except for a flash in the pan here or there. Got to start seeing some consistency. Is it Josh Hamilton Day tomorrow, by the way? I think it is, right? Josh Hamilton Day tomorrow. That'll be fun. I'll probably be tuning in for that. Anybody going to the Josh Hamilton ceremony? Look, that might be a nice little positive boost there before Saturday's game. That would be fun to go to. I would love to go to that Josh Hamilton Hall of Fame jacket ceremony. Not striking out as much would make a big difference. The team does strike out way too frequently. Tonight, double-digit strikeouts, struck out 10 times. Of course, there's 27 outs in a ball game. You do the math on that. You're getting close to, almost 50% strikeouts for your outs? It's not good. Not good. Astros or Rangers right now, unbiased opinion. Who do I think is better? Well, right now, clearly, standing show, Houston's a better ball club right now. I don't think it's rocket science. Now, the Rangers, if you wipe away the records, do I think that the Rangers and the Astros are uneven? Not really, no. I don't. But, of course, in terms of the record, absolutely. Houston's having a better year this year. Hard to say that out loud, but it is the truth. Now, again, I think Houston and Texas, I think Texas can easily beat Houston. They did it multiple times before the All-Star break. Can go both ways, but no, I don't think that Houston is any kind of tier above Texas. They do have more wins. They have been more consistent this year, but clearly we've seen the head-to-head. It's not like Houston is some crazy tier above Texas. Can't remember the last time a top prospect panned out. Who would it be? I'd have to think about that for a second. Top prospect that panned out. I mean, look, I don't know if Elvis counts because he was technically with the Braves first. I mean, are we talking strictly homegrown? A strictly homegrown prospect? I don't know. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. Strictly homegrown, I might have to think about that one. But, I mean, Elvis definitely stands out. I just think at this point, the Rangers, Wyatt Langford, Evan Carter, they've got to get to the bottom of why these guys are not popping. I mean, maybe some people might say they rushed Wyatt. They brought him up a little bit too soon. I could see that angle. But Wyatt Langford definitely not taking the step forward that the Rangers hoped that he would this year. Last time we lost by more than 6 runs was May 2nd. That does tell you how many close ball games the Rangers have had, man. Profar, but he wasn't really a consistent producer for us. Clearly, he's gone on with other teams to do better, but not really a consistent producer for us. We keep rolling, guys. Thank you for all the comments. I think let's go ahead and let's flush out this game. Let's go through the numbers real quick. There's a lot of ugly, but there's a couple of things I think worth sifting through. So we go up and down the line. Sam Haggerty, 0 for 4 on the night. And when we look at Haggerty's last 7 games, hitting 200 with a 517 OPS, 3 for his last 15. It gets a little bit better when you go to the last 15 games. But look, we all I think Haggerty and the intangibles and some of the chaos energy that he can bring. But look, by and large, on the season, Haggerty's an average to slightly below average player production-wise. And look, the Rangers, they have a leadoff hitter problem. I do not think that they are in a good place right now with leadoff hitting. I think that Josh Smith has his good nights, but they're starting to get a little fewer and further between. And I think even Haggerty is struggling and slipping a little bit. The leadoff spot for me is a little bit of an issue right now. You're not getting a lot of consistency. You're getting a lot of offers. You're getting some 1 for 4s. Look, the leadoff spots are real important. And Josh Smith, I think, did an outstanding job for a couple of months earlier in the season. I think it's been a little bit of a rough go for Smitty. Kind of like last year. It's very reminiscent of last year with Josh Smith. Really hot start, and then kind of starting to fade a little bit in the second half. Josh Smith, over his last 30 games, is hitting 223, and he has a 691 OPS, sub 700 OPS over his last 30. Rangers just need more consistency from the leadoff spot. We keep going. Next, Corey Seager, 2 for 5. Good to see Corey going multi-hit, but the pop, man, the homers, I think that's what this Rangers team really needs from him right now. It's a lot of pressure, but they need more from Corey Seager. Corey Seager hitting singles is just only going to take you so far. Look, I don't think he had a bad night, but we're talking about what do the Rangers need to do to win ball games, especially from an offensive perspective. You've got to get Corey Seager driving the ball. Extra base hits, home runs. And look, singles are nice from Corey. You really need Corey with the extra base hits and the long ball. Marcus Semien. Let's actually look at Corey Seager real quick. Corey, over his last 15 games, 241 with a 793 OPS. As your best hitter, that's tough. I mean, look, at best hitter, that's tough. Last 15 games, getting that line from Corey. It's not the worst line in the world, but when that's your best hitter, that's hard. It's hard to win ball games. Keep rolling. Marcus Semien. Tonight, 1 for 3. Marcus, by the way, over his last 7 games, 179. This is the kind of stuff we're talking about. We just don't have a lot of guys in sync right now. The OPS for Marcus over the last 7 is a robust 476. It's tough when you're top 4 hitters, and we just went through the top 3. But look, I'm going to go to Adolis Garcia in a second here. I know he got moved down to 6, but for the longest time, Adolis Garcia been hitting 4th. You look at Dolly's numbers over his last 15 games, 197. Just not good. Wyatt Langford 0 for 4, 2 Ks. What's Wyatt done over his last 7 last 15. Last 7 for Wyatt, 208, batting 208. A 659 OPS over his last 7. Last 15 gets a little bit better, but last 7 games, not that great for Wyatt Langford. Wyatt hasn't hit a home run in almost a month. It's been almost a month since Wyatt went deep. It's concerning. I mean, this is concerning going up and down. Josh Young has been hitting well, actually, especially since that recall from AAA. Josh is probably going to be a little bit more positive here. 294 over his last 15. Again, last 7, little bit of a dip, 259 average, but he has got a 767 OPS over his last 7. That's not bad for Josh Young. Like, for where he hits in the lineup, you'll take that. Josh, that's one of the better lines. I think we've got Rowdy with a little bit of a better line, and I think you've also probably got Ezekiel Duran with a better line than that. Crazy enough. Jake Berger, we're not going to do a deep dive on Berg because he just got back. 1 for 3 tonight, barely missed a home run. Jock Peterson came in, struck out. He was 0 for 1 on the night. Higgy 0 for 4 with 2 Ks. Apparently, like I said, the Midwest is the kryptonite. West Coast is a beautiful, beautiful thing for Higgy. Gets back to Texas, gets back to the Midwest, and it's kind of back to the usual ways. Higgy, 5 for his last 23 over his last 7 games, batting 217 with a 685 OPS. You go to the last 15 games, it gets a little bit better. But look, West Coast was very, very good to Higgy. Coming back home, I bet he has better – I'm going to look at the splits right now. I bet he has better away splits than home splits. Yes, it's let's see. Yeah, for sure. Oh, 100%. It's really not even close. It's kind of crazy. Higgy on the road, 791 OPS. 791 OPS for Higgy on the road. 624 OPS for Higgy at home. That is a crazy home-away split. That's one of the ones you don't see often, where a guy is just that much better of a hitter on the road than he is at home. Kyle Higashioka has 1 homer at home this year. He has 6 on the road. 8 RBI at home, 22 on the road. He has played 4 more games on the road than he has at home, and he has about 20 more ABs on the road compared to at home. It's kind of a wild stat line, honestly. Pudge is the last homegrown talent that's actually panned out. Okay? I mean, look, there might not be a big argument there. Cal Raleigh just hit a bomb. Solo shot. Yikes. At least the Yankees lost. At least the Red Sox lost. At least you got a couple of teams losing ahead of the Rangers. But you'd love the Mariners to not gain another game. All right, let's round out the box score. We talked about Zeke Duran already. He is on a good tear right now. 2 for 4, raising that average over the Mendoza line, hitting 1,300 plus for the OPS over his last 7 games. Bro's on a bit of a heater. Now, bullpen was really solid. Curvelo got hung out to dry. I hated it. Really felt like Curvelo needed to get pulled there. Look, you're coming off an off day. You could have kept this game at 3 runs and forced Duran to pitch tonight in a save situation. I did not love Curvelo getting hung out to dry. I think that was a miscalculation. Bruce Bochy, Mike Maddox. I think you've got to find a way to make Duran pitch in this game. The result would have been the same. I think the Rangers would have lost this ball game, but at least you would have made Duran pitch. I thought that was a huge miss. Feel bad that Curvelo got left out on the clothesline. Deserved better. He was having a really solid outing once again. Cole Winn was great. Robert Garcia walked a couple, but did have a nice bounce back outing. You hate that he saves it for the game where we're down by 3 instead of tied or up by 1, but such is life. And we talked Merrill Kelly, 5 walks. You're not going to win a lot of ball games walking 5 people. Gave up 2 bombs as well. Look, Merrill's been good almost, I would say, almost all year long. I know he's dealt with a couple of injury things here and there. Nothing major, kind of a little bit of a lesser version of what Evo's gone through. But look, Merrill just didn't have it tonight. Unfortunate. The last time he pitched in Arlington, he was dealing. Going 7 shutout innings in the World Series. Thought it would be a nice homecoming for him. He didn't make me look very good tonight. I put out the reel on Merrill Kelly earlier today. He had really good numbers against Philly, 2.73 regular season ERA. And look at a really good performance against them in Game 6 of the 2023 NLCS. Was not meant to be. It was not Merrill's night. Hopefully he can rebound in his next start. Not sure who he's going to be going up against, but man, it would have been nice to get this first game. A lot harder to win 2 games in a row, especially against a really good team like the Phillies. Nice to have deGrom tomorrow. And probably Corbin on Saturday? Or Corbin on Sunday? Hopefully deGrom bounces back in against a familiar foe, balls out, shoves, gets the Rangers back on track. That would be ideal. Very ideal. Red Sox are winning now. Man, oh man, it just gets worse and worse. Marcus Semien should go back to the leadoff spot. He could hit both lefties and righties. Switching leadoff hitter each game is not a good thing. The Rangers do have to figure out something with the leadoff spot. Uninformed, thank you. Corbin on Sunday, perfect. Not super optimistic for deGrom tomorrow with all the lefties. Andrew, appreciate the comment. I did say that. Look, with Schwarber, with Harp, with Marsh, you've got a number of different lefties in that lineup. deGrom has struggled giving up the bomb to left-handed hitters. I just feel like you're playing averages here. Is deGrom really going to throw a third stinker in a row? I just wouldn't bet on it. Could happen, and the Phillies are a really good team. It absolutely could happen. But I just feel like deGrom, against maybe some of the odds stacked against him, finds a way to right the ship. What are the Rangers ranked in chase rate? It's got to be bad. There's a lot of guys on the Rangers that are extremely low percentile. Jake Berger is really bad, chasing pitches outside the zone. Wyatt Langford is. There are a number of other guys that are too. I don't even know if I want to look it up. Sox may win it all this year. I mean, they've got that ace. I'm really not a big proponent of teams winning the World Series without that one dog in the rotation. Like Garrett Crochet, he is that guy. So, look, the Red Sox, I could see them piecing it together. I could. I think they do have a good squad, and they've got that shutdown ace that you need, in my opinion, to win a World Series. We keep going. Why don't I want Kumar in the pen? I don't want him in the 9th inning. I think that you could have him in the pen. I just don't want to see him in the 9th inning. There's some people asking, why isn't he the closer? Why not give him a shot at closer? I actually would not mind Kumar Rocker being in the pen. I kind of thought that that's what they were going to do. I thought they would move Kumar to the pen, and then they would figure something else out. Maybe they were going to, potentially trade Patrick Corbin. There were some different things in flux. I wouldn't mind Kumar Rocker being in the pen. I just don't want to see the 9th inning. Uninformed, do you want to see the 9th inning for Rock? I think he's already having trouble in early innings. I just don't think that you need to throw Kumar Rocker in a closer role. But no, I wouldn't mind seeing him in the bullpen at all. Uninformed, I actually think when they do the roster expansion, when they do the September call-ups, I think Rocker's going to be back up with the club. I absolutely, Michael, think that they should have traded for bats. I said, I've made multiple videos, go get a bat. Literally, the video was called, go get a bat. I thought that the Rangers badly needed to go get right-handed hitting, and they didn't do it, which kind of makes me think they just didn't have confidence that one hitter was really going to turn it around. I would have liked to have seen them go get an outfielder DH type. I threw out Taylor Ward a lot, a guy that's not obviously elite, all-star, top of MLB, but just a solid hitter that has good advanced stats and is going to be an upgrade over some of what we've currently got right now. Yandy Diaz, Marcus, would have been high-end. Appreciate the comment, by the way, my guy. Yandy Diaz would have been like Christmas, top of the Christmas list, but he would have been a little bit more expensive. I was trying to find a guy that wasn't going to break the bank in terms of prospects, but was going to be an upgrade. Taylor Ward, if he would have popped on our team, would have been leading the team in homers and in walks instantly. Now, again, in division, that would have been tough to pull off. I would have loved Yandy Diaz. Luis Arias, I just think for him, Rangers probably would have maybe had a little bit of, some moving around of different pieces, he would have been okay. But I don't think the Padres were selling him. I don't think that they were selling him at all. Yeah, I see him get in trouble, but I like his velo. Trust him more than Garcia. Yeah, I think that Garcia, the lefty thing, is definitely keeping him around. But Rocker, again, fine with Rocker in the bullpen. Just don't want to see him in the closer role. Uninformed, appreciate all the comments, my guy. Thanks so much. Let's see. Jake, this is a great question. The question is, how long does it take guys to figure it out? And maybe a better question is, how long should we expect guys to take to figure it out? Like Jack Leiter, for example. I honestly think with Jack, it's been too long already. I know that there are some eternal optimists out there that maybe are going to say, it's fine. This is development, right? But when you really look at Jack Leiter, bro, you were a top-of-the-line college pitcher. Jack Leiter was not a high school pitcher. Jack Leiter was playing SEC baseball, college at the highest level, and he was really, really good at the highest level. Like, this is not an 18-year-old coming out of high school. So for me, Jack Leiter is behind schedule right now. You drafted Jack in 2021. Like, he should be good by now. I really do believe that. If he was a high schooler, I would tell you different. The fact that Jack went to college, played at Vandy for multiple seasons, Jack should be good by now, in my opinion. For a number 2 overall draft pick, that guy should be good by now. So he's behind schedule. I think that's okay to say out loud. I mean, you can agree to disagree with me, but you are behind schedule with Jack Leiter, especially the guys that played in college. Wyatt Langford, I have a little bit more slack for Wyatt just because this is only really second full season and he was injured at parts. I think next year is kind of the year that you really, I don't want to say make a final judgment on Wyatt, but I think next year is kind of the prove it year for Wyatt. This year, you can still chalk up, yeah, he's young, only 2 years out of college, blah, blah, blah. I mean, Wyatt's not Jack Leiter, 4 years out of college, 5 years almost out of college, and still really not performing. So for me, I think that there's a number of guys on this team that are past that point. Like, dude, you should have been good by now, but you're not for whatever reason. And so I absolutely think that there will be some interesting calls to make moving forward in the next couple of seasons with some of these young guys. Evan Carter is going to be another one. What do you do with Evan Carter? He had a great 2023. You're always kind of chasing that ghost of 2023 with Evan Carter. Man, can we just get that dude back? And it might have just been a one-off. Might have just been a one-hit wonder. Not that Evan Carter is a bad player or can't ever be a good, serviceable player in baseball, but is he ever going to get back to 2023? Or are you just going to be chasing that ghost forever? Those are the kinds of questions I wonder about with some of these guys. This loss does feel bad. I will say it's a bad loss. You were at 4-1, and then it quickly got to 9-1. You left Curvelo out to dry. You didn't make Duran pitch, the Phillies closer, in the bottom of the 9th inning. Would love to see the deGrom domination tomorrow. Absolutely. That would be a big, big help. Mariners won. Did I just see? Mariners won. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Look, at least, and looking at the games right now, Yankees took an L. That's helpful. Red Sox are going to win. They're up 5-0 against the Padres right now. Hopefully Padres can take it to them on Saturday, Sunday. And then, Mariners looks like 3-2 win. Just went final. Unfortunate. Rays were up 2-0 for a lot of innings in that ball game. Gotta just focus on your games, and the Rangers aren't winning theirs right now, so we can do as much scoreboard watching as we want. Rangers got to start winning some games. JC, I'm kind of with you. I just don't love getting Curvelo hung out to dry there in the 9th inning. I mean, yeah, great, we saved arms, but it just leaves a little bit of a bad feeling. But that is the right perspective, man. It really is. It doesn't really matter if you lose by 8 or if you lose by 3. You lost. We keep rolling. Tomorrow's game. Let's go ahead and let's get to that. Tomorrow's game. By the way, I just keep going back to Cole Winn, 107 ERA. Bro has just been so good this year. Cole Winn coming up from Round Rock, a couple weeks ago. Big Cole Winn fan. I really think they've got to find a way to get him into some higher leverage spots. I mean, tonight, 3-run deficit. I mean, look, there definitely is a need for guys that can just keep a deficit right where it is. Good for Cole Winn. I hope he gets a little bit of an expanded role as the season goes on. I really like what I'm seeing from him. The splitter has been filthy from Cole. I really feel like he has just had a killer season, both in AAA and in the big leagues. Yep, Marcus, I'm with you on that. The command could be a little bit better with Cole for sure. Yeah, look, sometimes it goes well, Ninja. Sometimes it doesn't. Merrill Kelly, great numbers coming into the Philly start. Like I said, sub-3 in his career regular season against the Phillies was Merrill Kelly. Just wasn't meant to be. That's all right. It's good for the engagement. I'll get a bunch of Phillies fans coming on there in the comment section, lighting it up. Sometimes when you're dead wrong on a reel, it actually ends up working out. Oh, man. Can't always be right. You can't always be right. Rather us be cold now and be hot going into September. Yeah, but you can't slip too much. You can't slip too much, or you're not even going to be in a spot where getting hot in September is relevant. So don't slip too much. I mean, I'm with you. I'd rather see him get hot down the stretch in September too. Just don't be too far out of it at that point. Jackson, I got out of there quick, man. Took off the Mariners jersey. We got out of there quick to hop on this Rangers pod. Glad you enjoyed that bomb, my guy. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Thanks for the comment. Seriously. Genuinely. I really hope you're right, Uninformed. I hope you're right. I feel good about deGrom tomorrow. This offense, man, I just want to feel better about the offense. I don't have a great feeling about the offense. I love the pitchers. I feel really good about deGrom tomorrow. I do think he bounces back. I just don't feel good about the offense. Uninformed, that's literally the only thing holding me back right now is just the offense. Just want to see these guys be good consistently, like just not have these crazy hot stretches and then go cold for a week. Like I get a couple of cold games in a row, like not bad offense for a week, man. 6 seed could be anybody's, Rohan. You're right. Good to see you, my guy. Thanks for the comments. We left a ton of runners on base tonight. Before I close out this box score, that's the last thing we need to check. 10 runners left on base, 1 for 6 with scoring position. Garcia left a man on in scoring position with 2 outs. Langford left 2 runners on in scoring position with 2 outs. That was the bases loaded. Higgy and Seager also left a runner in scoring position with 2 outs as well. So almost a majority of the lineup left runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Not good. Not good. The one thing I definitely do agree with, Uninformed, Globe Life Field, Rangers are a different team there. You hope the offense can come to life tomorrow. Jonathan, for real. For real. Comment was, I miss Michael Young. I do miss that guy too. We could use a prime Michael Young in the lineup right now. Am I right? We could absolutely use a prime Mike Young in the lineup. Jackson, I appreciate you, man. You staying true to the roots, but you picked the right Texas team as your secondary, brother. Appreciate your support of the channel, my guy. You've been around for a while. Really mean that. Genuinely. Thanks, man. Michael Young, best Ranger in history. Body of work, yes. Body of work, I think Michael Young's got to be up there, right? I mean, just the records, some of the records that he holds. Body of work, definitely a legendary Ranger. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hamilton, to me, the best peak, and I think Hamilton is the most legendary. Now, you got to define legendary, just the moments, right? Like, Hamilton has way more legendary moments, in my opinion, than Mike Young does, right? But Mike Young's body of work is incredible. And I have a ton of respect for Mike Young. I think if you're just judging like career, the entire career with the Rangers, it's probably Mike Young. Legendary Ranger, I give it to Hambone. I give it to Hambone all day long. You remember more Hambone moments than Mike Young moments. You remember how good Mike Young was. You remember moments with Hamilton. Just legendary moments. I could rattle off a number of them right now. So no disrespect to Mike Young. I love Michael Young. But you just don't think about the moments as much with Mike. You think about the body of work. You think about how long he was in a Rangers uniform. You think about how consistently good he was year after year. But legendary, I kind of need a guy that I got 7 or 8 moments right off the top of my head I'm about to rattle off to you. Just crazy. Mike Baksick was better on 105.3 FM than TV. You know what? North Texas, that's actually a decent debate, and I don't have anything against Mike. But I will say, this is actually a good question. How many of y'all actually listened to the broadcast tonight? I got to say, no shade to Dave Raymond and Mike Baksick, but I like Jared and Murph better. I like Murph and I like Jared better than Baksick and Raymond. What do you guys say to that? What do you guys think about that? I like Jared and I like Murph, dog, much better on the call. You guys let me know. Lewin and Grieve are absolutely a great tandem. Early 2000s, Josh Lewin, Tom Grieve, 100%. We're talking about right now, though. We're talking about right now. CJ was solid. I love CJ. Yeah, I'm a fan of Jared and Murph on the call. I thought that was awesome. I guess Mike and Dave are getting the series off. Anytime Jared calls a game, I always enjoy it. I like what he brings. And then, of course, Murph with the former player experience. I know Mike brings that too. But I just liked their little back and forth that they had. That's just me. Murph is solid for sure. I miss Pudge too, Teflon. Good to see you, my guy. Rangers game tomorrow is on Fox. Okay, Jacob deGrom on national TV. Jacob deGrom on national TV. Here we go. Is that right? Fox game tomorrow, man. Here we go. All right, tomorrow's game. Let's preview it. By the way, first of all, I want to say a special thank you before we do the preview of tomorrow. All my paid subscribers, paid members on both TikTok and on YouTube. Thank you so much for the extra support. Thank you to everybody that's followed on the show today. If you've been hanging out, you haven't hit that follow button yet, come on now. What are we doing? What are we doing? Hit that follow button. This is what we do almost every night after Rangers games. Just shooting the breeze, usually preferring to talk after wins, but rain or shine, we're here. We are here. Now, I appreciate all of y'all hanging out. Hit that follow button. Come hang out again tomorrow. We still got a little bit of show left, but at least this way you hit that follow button. Hopefully you get that invite. TikTok lets you know we're live and you can hop on again with us tomorrow and hang out. But I appreciate all y'all. Thank you so much. And by the way, the paid member, paid subscriber thing a few months ago, I started that up. Just an optional way, if you feel so led, feel so moved, give a little bit of extra support to me and the channel and the content I produce. It's $2.99 a month, gets you access to our exclusive Ride on Rangers Discord, which has been incredible over the past 3 months. It's a really good group, really good community of Rangers fans. Would love to have you guys in it. It's the only thing that we've monetized here on the channel and kind of plan to keep it that way. I just have to have a paid membership or a paid subscription. Bottom left corner on TikTok, tap that subscribe button. $2.99 a month. We'll get you into the Discord right after the show. And if you're on YouTube or if you're on X, we go ahead and copy and paste the link for you guys. You'll have to copy and paste that into a browser of your choice. Thank you so much for considering it. If it's not for you, no hard feelings. Next best thing you could do, go and like the video, the most recent video that I posted. Give it a like, give it a comment. Unfortunately, it's the Merrill Kelly vid. Didn't go so well today, but humor me. Little support. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. All right, let's get back into it. So right now, we've got a game to preview. We have Jacob deGrom. We have Luzardo. for the Phillies. 10-5 with a 4.32 ERA is Luzardo. He is a lefty, so we will be seeing maybe a very, very similar lineup. deGrom 10-4 with a 2.80 ERA. This game is at 5:15 Texas time, 4:15 for me. So yeah, this is a national game, national Fox game. Here we go. This is what I like about playing some of the East Coast teams. You get these big games that get on the national broadcasts. I do enjoy it. Let's go lineup by lineup here. So Rangers against Luzardo. Berger, no ABs. Duran, 0 for 2, lifetime against Luzardo. Garcia, 2 for 4 with 2 bombs. Maybe it's a day for Dolly to bust out of the mini slump he's in. Kyle Higashioka, 2 for 3 in his career against Luzardo. Josh Young, 0 for 3. Corey Seager, 1 for 5 with a bomb. Marcus Semien, 0 for 3. Rowdy Tellez, 0 for 2. So Garcia, Seager, and Higgy all have seen the ball pretty well out of Luzardo's hands. You hope that can come into play tomorrow. On the opposite side, deGrom against the Phillies. Harrison Bader, 2 for 3 in his career against deGrom. Nick Castellanos, 1 for 7. Bryce Harper, 293 career average, 930 OPS with 2 bombs and 41 ABs. So maybe got to look out for Harp tomorrow a little bit if you're deGrom. Those lefties giving him trouble. Kepler, another lefty, 1 for 3 against deGrom. Marsh, 1 for 3, another lefty against deGrom. Real Muto, 147 lifetime average and 34 ABs against Jake. Kyle Schwarber, a lefty, but 071 batting average against deGrom and 14 ABs. 071 batting average, man. So, surprisingly, there's a lefty in the lineup that hasn't hit deGrom very well. Stott, 1 for 5, and then Trey Turner, 250 average and 48 career ABs. Trey Turner has hit a home run off of deGrom as well. So look out for Bryce Harper. And then other than that, possibly Trey Turner. And then other than that, it's a real small sample size. Real small sample size. There is a chance. Schwarber has definitely been hot of late. Maybe deGrom is the buzzsaw he needs to run into. But look, I really just cannot see Jacob deGrom turning in a third average to below average start in a row. deGrom, career numbers against the Phillies, just for the fun of it. I know that career numbers can't always tell you the full story because, look, some of these numbers, they are based on players that aren't even playing with the team anymore. But I still always say there's something about the familiarity with the jersey across from you. I think that there is something to career numbers nevertheless. So we go to splits. We go to career splits. Let's see if Baseball Ref cooperates for us here. All right, so against the Phillies, in his career, Jacob deGrom has a 2.47 career ERA. He's 9-1 against the Phillies in his career. 9-1 against the Phillies in his career. 0.98 whip. 143 strikeouts and 123 innings pitched. 21 total games. So if you look at all the teams, I mean, it's crazy. This is how good Jacob deGrom is. This is how good deGrom is. So he has a 2.47 career ERA against the Phillies. That's middle of the pack. That's like 15th on the list. He's got like probably 12 or 13 teams that he has a better ERA against than the Phillies. That's how good Jacob deGrom is. There are all sorts of crazy stats like this with Jacob deGrom. That's why it bothers me legitimately when his place in the Hall of Fame gets questioned. Like, Jacob deGrom is a Hall of Famer. Is he first ballot? I don't know about that. Bro's a Hall of Famer. Don't come at me with wins. Wins is not what it used to be when it comes to Hall of Fame entry. There are too many wild stats like this for Jacob deGrom to not get into the Hall of Fame, man. It is crazy good every time you do a deep dive into his stats, similar to what we just did. Bro's got a 2.47 career ERA against Philadelphia, and that's not even in his top 10. It's not even in his top 10. First win at Globe Life? Kenny, are you kidding me? Really? First win at Globe Life? That doesn't even seem right. I know the Rangers have taken some L's at Citizens Bank, man. Kenny, appreciate you hanging out. Come back, hang out tomorrow, my guy. Everybody's welcome. Love it when we get people from all sides coming into the mix. Makes for some good entertainment and good discussion. Phillies hadn't won in Arlington since 2014. Wow. Those are the outdoor days, man. That is crazy. That is right. We did sweep them. What was that, a year or two ago? I do remember that. deGrom owns the Phillies, but if we don't score runs for him, we are wasting his Hall of Fame resume. Dan, it's well said. It's well said. I mean, and look, you can have a 2.47 career ERA. deGrom hasn't faced this Phillies team yet. I mean, he's faced some of these guys, obviously a lot. Real Muto, Trey Turner, Bryce Harper. He's got a lot of ABs with some of these guys, but we'll see how it goes. I just cannot see deGrom struggling for the third start in a row. The lights are bright. I trust deGrom. I am going to keep that positive vibe going into the game tomorrow. I think we're back now. Sorry. Got a little excited. Despite the ugliness we've been seeing over the past couple of nights offensively, I think the Rangers have a good showing tomorrow. National TV, Jacob deGrom on the hill. I hope. Fingers crossed, man. That's all we can do at this point. That's all we can do. This lineup could use the old jet stream. That's hilarious. Pats fan, that's a good one. We really could use the old jet stream. I don't know if it would be going both ways or not, but we definitely could use that 100%. Hey, Timothy, good game tonight, man. Thanks for stopping by. Y'all got us tonight, that's for sure. Y'all got us tonight. We'll see how it go tomorrow. All right, y'all. Am I watching the Cowboys preseason game tomorrow? I usually will tune in here and there, but I don't usually sit and watch full preseason games, I must admit. I will check out highlights. I definitely watch all the highlights that they put out for all the games. I got to be real, unless it's kind of like a really interesting, like somebody's definitely going to play for the very first time, I'm probably not tuning in big time just because preseason has become more and more irrelevant, right? Nobody plays anymore. You know, it's just not what it once was. Like back in the day, I felt like you got to see all the stars play in preseason. Now you just don't. Some guys don't even play all preseason long. I think they're going to start shortening the preseason and adding more NFL games. There is too many variables, man. There really is. Yeah, Sean, Red Sox are definitely winning for sure. I gave up on that game a while ago, my guy. So yeah, this is why I keep saying, can we please just get to the regular season? I am so ready for just regular season college and NFL games. The offseason drama with the Cowboys, it just gets old to me, man. It really does. When you're watching Jerry Jones interview highlights more than you're watching football highlights, you know you've taken a bad turn somewhere. But I am excited for the football season. Don't get me wrong. You guys are going to see some Cowboys content. And look, I've been telling y'all, if you don't like the Cowboys, don't you disappear on me. You come and give me a hard time, right? Come and troll some of the lives if you don't like the Cowboys. Come and hang out. We'll still talk Rangers here and there. Absolutely. We always do. But if you're not a Cowboys fan, you're not a Longhorns fan, still come hang out. If you like football, we're going to be talking football, man. We're going to be talking football. So whether you like the Cowboys or the Longhorns or not, if you like football, come hang out and talk football. We're going to be doing a lot of football this fall. Rangers mixed into. Like I said, I'm just not motivated right now to do the reels on football. Maybe I'll get a wild hair and get into it, but it's so saturated right now with Micah Parsons drama too. There's a lot of Micah Parsons content out there. I'm just like, I want to get into like the X's and O's, man. I want to get into the games, break down what I'm seeing on the field, just like I do for the Rangers, right? I really try to pride myself in the channel, like doing deep dives into the stats, right? The game within the game, like stuff that the real football fan or the real baseball fan would actually be interested in, not just like talking nonsense hype over and over again like they do on all of the major network channels in the mornings. Like, I don't know. Maybe the Micah Parsons reel is coming, and I just need a little bit more time to let it cook. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, more football coming your way. More football coming your way in a couple of weeks for sure as we get closer and closer to the season. Some of you guys know I coach football, middle school age, and we're getting heated up with our season 2. Boys just got pads, so I'm excited. Football is right around the corner. I'm ready for it, but we are still going to be locked in on baseball on the Rangers until the bitter end. It's Rangers first. The show is called Right on Rangers for a reason. So we've got Rangers content coming your way the rest of the season until the bitter end, but we'll start sprinkling in some football as things get heated up, all right? I appreciate all y'all. Again, consider hitting that subscribe button, $2.99 a month. Get into our exclusive Right on Rangers Discord. Would love to have your voice in the community. A little extra way you can support me and what I'm doing here on the show, here on the channel. Thank you for considering. If it's not for you, go to my video right after the show. Go to my most recent video, my reel short that I posted. Give it a like. Watch it for a few seconds. Put a comment in there. I'd appreciate anything, man. I don't take any support for granted. Thank you so much. We'll be back tomorrow. Fox game tomorrow, national TV. Let's not embarrass ourselves. Please, please. Let's have a good game tomorrow, boys. Let's go. Gonna flush this one out. Gonna have a good rest of the Friday night. Sleep in a little bit tomorrow. Actually, we got practice tomorrow. Shoot. No sleep. No rest for the weary. Maybe get a little nap in before the game. Get a little nap in before the game tomorrow, and then we'll be ready to bring it. 8th inning, 9th inning, post-game. Just like usual, rain or shine, baby. That's why they call us fanatics. That's why they call us diehards, right? And I appreciate all y'all being here too, even after the tough L's. Be easy to not show up and only show up for the wins. I appreciate you guys are here, even in defeat, man. True fans. True fans. You guys are the real ones. All right, you guys have a good rest of your Friday night. We're out of here. We'll see y'all tomorrow. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.